Anibal Montenegro.
Sí.
You are an Argentine tango teacher who started his career back in 2004. And
14 years.
14 years. And your personal development is mostly influenced by great masters like Chicho, I think.
Well, no. Actually, Chicho is like the last influence. The first really... Well, the first year we can say like was a motivation for fun, La Viruta, this kind of place. But there was one cultural center, Julián Centella, very close to my house. And the teacher there, the name is Hernán Ojeda. This was the first one who changed my dance. Ojeda. That was honestly the first person who changed my dance. Was just a teacher in a cultural center, not the famous one. He traveled many years ago to Japan a couple of times, but he was just focusing technique, the way to dance, was the first influence. See, and then I jumped to another cultural center, Lola Mora. And the teacher there was Dina Martinez. And say these two teachers make the change in my dance. Then, Fernando and Vilma and Julio Balmaceda and Corina La Rosa. But the other two are not the famous one, but that make the change. With Hernán Ojeda, I take the tango more seriously about the dance. With Dina Martinez, I have all the background and the technique from Naveira, because she's coming from that school. So the explanation, if you do something with the right, you can do it with the left, understand the system, what is happening, it's coming from that. And the other teacher was, I was almost 1 year with Julio and Corina, almost a year with Fernando and Vilma. But these two are the main influence. Chicho is coming later, when I was ready for that. In the beginning, you cannot. There's no chance to do this. It's coming later, and I follow Naveira too. Naveira is not living in Buenos Aires. When I'm here, I'm taking class. When Chicho's here, I'm taking class. But it's just a couple of weeks, 1 week, two. The other is...
Your personal development is mostly influenced first by teacher Hernán Ojeda and Dina Martinez. And
separate, no?
Later, and later you took a lot of class with Fernando Galera Vilma Vega and Julio Balmaceda and Corina La Rosa.
Exactly.
And you visited Bali for the first time. When was that?
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
And then you returned 8 times, I think.
A lot of time.
Yes.
I think so. 8 or sometimes twice in the year, no?
So you actually left a big footprint in Bali, and also on my personal development. I danced a lot with you, and I learned a lot from you.
I traveled many times, yes.
And you helped us to build up the community. And since then you traveled a lot to Argentina, to Australia.
Yes, we can say that Bali was my first trip outside of Buenos Aires, outside of Argentina. And when I remember very clear, the plan was 9 weeks in Bali, and after 6 weeks you asked me, are you interested to travel into Singapore and Kuala Lumpur? And I say, okay, when? I say, tomorrow, Pastor. Yes. So from Bali I jumped to Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, but you put me in contact with the people. And when I was the first time in Bali, I met some guy from Australia, from Brisbane. And he said me, I might. When you want to come to Australia, let me know, contact me. 2 years later I contact him, and he organized my class in Brisbane and environment.
Who was it? It was
the guy? Moslo.
That was Moslo. That was also my first teacher.
No, amazing. Yeah, really?
Yes, when I started,
so
not the first one, but it was the second, I think.
But
when I started in Australia, then I changed the school to Rio Rhythmics, and then I met Moslo.
Exactly.
Okay. My question is now, how do you describe your style of dance and your teaching method the best?
Okay. So the problem with the style, I don't like to, you know me, I don't like style, to say style like a milonguero, salon nuevo, because every person have their own style, no? When I talk with all milongueros about the style, I remember they say me, it depends on how many people in the dance floor, how big is the floor. The style depends on the situation, no?
Yeah.
So you dance maybe in a crowded place, more like a milonguero, really small. If the end of the night, the last tango, empty, you can do whatever you want. You have space. So
but when you teach, so
I really focus in the last time in technique. I like to give the people some tools and they can choose the style. Of course, you need to practice, no, in closing brace, opening brace.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, now is the idea that you can develop your own style and give tools that it happen, no?
Yes.
See, so was interesting because my first tango was more like a milonguero. I remember El Beso in the classes when I just started, not just try tango.
Yeah.
And then I found like a Centro Cultural Lola Mora, more like a Naveira, open exploration style. With Julio, you can say more like a salon. The people say, no, this different influence. So it's a mix and depend which person I have in front of me.
Yeah.
No? If we feel connected and more or less the same background, we can explore how to dance.
Yeah.
And depend what happen around, no? Because the rule of to respect the other couples, the circulation is always
and
there.
when you do your workshops,
Yeah.
for example, in Switzerland or
Australia.
Yeah, so
yes, I divide the program in a technique workshops, no, and elements workshop. When I say element, maybe we say, okay, let's explore sacadas or let's explore boleos, like a tango lap, a couple of days, 3 hours, 4 hours, just to understand the concept. If you want to use it, it's fine or not. But mainly in technique, mainly in the especially the music. No, I cannot teach musicality because everybody can choose different areas of the music, but at least talk about.
Yeah.
No, this is the pulse, this is the melody.
Yeah.
No, you can. Yeah. You don't have to walk all the time. You can just stop and wait until the next phrase. So there is technique, musicality, and some elements. We decide like for fun. Last year was ganchos for men, for leader and follower, like for fun, no? Because it's part of the element that you found in tango. Probably in El Beso, when on Tuesday when it's cachirulo super crowded, you are not try ganchos there.
No.
Okay?
No.
But exists. It's part of the vocabulary of tango.
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Yes.
As a frequent traveling Argentine tango teacher from Buenos Aires, who often interact with foreigners, with foreign dancers from other cultural backgrounds, from different cultural backgrounds. Where do you see the biggest or the greatest differences in the interpretation of tango?
You say in Asia?
Yes, you can. Maybe you can take one example, which is
I know this is a process. Now the tango become popular around the world in the last years. So the question is the difference between when I go to another place. No, the big shock was in Asia. Definitely, the concept was totally opposite to my concept here in Buenos Aires. No, you have, like you said before, you have to learn, you have to listen, learn about the culture, learn about the place, and then you can understand what is going on. But in the first trip, was a shock for me. No, I can see in Asia the tango was more like a competition, not like a social dance, more like a show off, this kind of stuff, more like I never saw the taxi dancers like I saw in Asia, no? So it was complete opposite, like for me, like a social, you go to a place, you dance with everybody. So that was the
It's quite interesting to see all the different influences, cultural influences, backgrounds, which influence the tango scene also.
In Europe was not a big show. It's just in the last year I can see very technical dancer like we was talking before, performing. I went to a performance because technically it was amazing. From here, from the hip to down to the leg was just crazy. They do everything. But nothing happened in this area, like empty. I can see an empty performance with a lot of technical perfection, music, step, gancho, whatever you want to do it, the hip, dissociation, everything, but empty. Don't transmit anything for me. So I prefer sometimes to see somebody who do less stuff and more in connection with the other partner. And with the music, and actually you cannot fake that.
Thank you. Now the last question I have: which advice can you give us foreign tangueros in Buenos Aires when we come here to dance? That is the non-ultra question I ask
it's
everybody.
For you, it's personal.
No, I mean because it's interesting. Because especially when I'm going and I'm here now also with other people from Berlin. So the experiences they do, and
I can say that always it's good to have friends in Buenos Aires. No.
Make a lot of friends outside.
It's good to have in tango. It's good to have friends, real friends who tell you what's going on. I can see in our culture maybe there are a game. We always not say the truth, but it's not because we want to lie. It's a game. It's a seduction game. It's a game, not all the time. Probably I can see people coming from outside the first time in tango a bit naive. Like believe everything that is the people say. Oh, I feel a good connection with you. No, the meaning is want to sorry with you. No, it's not like the connection. But so I think so. It's good to have friends, and it's good to understand what the other person wants to say, because there are a lot of we say chamullo here to say something but mean something different. So yes, just to pay attention a little bit of what's going on. Don't believe everything. I don't say that you don't have to trust nobody. Just understand what is the dynamic of the talking. Probably it's a bit confused, especially people from Germany or Norway. Has too directly, it's white or it's black, no? There are no grays, and here there are no black and white. It's gray all the time. So,
and then from to how to be in the milongas, how to interact in the milongas.
If you are coming by yourself, with friends, by yourself, I always recommend to take classes before the milonga, because it's a good place to
this is a good idea.
Social. Start to meet people. It doesn't matter if the class is good or not. It's not the point. The point is to build your net. To don't feel alone, and to feel people who have experience talking with you, have the same experience, first time, second time, 10th time in Buenos Aires. So classes is always good. And how to be in the milonga? Well, depending which milonga are you going. But always the same like when I traveling. Now, in the beginning. But right now I just will watch what's going on. But for example. Yes, I like the idea to take classes before the milonga. Then you will see if you find a class that you like or not. But just to build your social, I think so. The social aspect is very important. In tango. Not just the music, not just the technique.
Okay, thank you very much, Anibal.
Thank you, Steffi.